So if you watched my top 10 platformers video, you'll know that I'm really looking forward to Motorslice. So this is the game from the developers of Togs, which is a really cool, I think, Katamari-inspired puzzle platformer. It was really unique, and the developers are continuing their unique trend with Motorslice. Now yes, it is inspired by Prince of Persia and Shadow of the Colossus in certain different aspects, but it's got such a cool and unique vibe that I don't really see much in games. So I'll start off with the gameplay. So the gameplay takes inspirations from Prince of Persia again, with the wall running and the parkour, and that's something that you don't really see done, and especially you don't really see done well these days, and it's done really well and it feels really good. I love running on walls, love jumping. It feels like a slight modernization of the movement in Sands of Time. So the Shadow of the Colossus aspect comes in with the final boss fight, in the demo at least, where you fight this massive truck. And when I say massive, I mean like absolutely ginormous, like probably 1,000 times your size. So you'll be scaling poles and slicing things on the wall in order to take it down, which again reminds me of, I haven't played Shadow of the Colossus, but I know that it's got all these big boss fights that you slowly dissect and take down. So outside of games, it kind of actually reminds me of Samurai Jack with its cool sci-fi, futuristic, kind of post-apocalyptic vibe. And you can kind of see the similarity with whenever you slice open an enemy and all the oil comes gushing out. It sprays and stays on you like the oil that comes out of enemies in Samurai Jack. It's got a bit of Blade Runner in there, not too much. Like the only thing I can think of is like the main character's name is just a letter P, where in Blade Runner 2049 the main character was K. And I want to talk a bit about the story and just the presentation. What elevates a game for me over other games is its ability to use its medium to further strengthen its fantasy, and this game does that tenfold. So for example, when you die, the way you come back is something you don't really see much in games, and it's like you kind of jolt back into consciousness, which is really cool, and I'm sure there's some story reason behind that. Another thing I like is how it uses the camera as a character within the story, so the camera that follows you around. In any other game it would just be a regular camera, whereas here it's the bot slash companion character that follows you around. It's an orb thing, and you have these sequences where you sit down and take a breather and talk to your bot, and you have this kind of back and forth where you can kind of sometimes make a decision, which also kind of reminded me of Ghost of Tsushima's haiku segments, although obviously not as serene, but a nice breather where you can kind of sit down and get to know the characters and what's happening in the story, which I'm a big fan of, especially because it's optional. Okay, when I try to come up with criticisms, I can only come up with around 1.5, let's say. One of them is that, yes, the combat looks really good, and it's actually pretty fun, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I know I'm supposed to dodge and I'm supposed to slash, but kinda, I don't really fully get the timing. But again, it's a small thing, and it's still fun, I just don't know what I'm doing. The second thing, so I played this demo twice, once to record this footage. First time I played the demo though, I tried to get the collectibles, and that is unfortunately kind of hard. Like it's a bit hard to tell where you're supposed to deposit the collectibles, and once you die, sometimes it's like you have to repeat an entire 3 or 4 minute sequence or even longer. So checkpoints maybe are not the best, but when I was playing through it the second time I had no issues with checkpoints because I wasn't really trying to go for 100% or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the game. I had a really good time with it. Genuinely, it might end up being one of my favorite platformers of recent years, just because of how unique it is compared to, like, it's not trying to go for a basic old collectathon or anything reminiscent of the N64 era, which I know everyone considers the golden era, but it's kind of trying something new. I know I mentioned it has a lot of inspirations, but it feels like something new, which I'm really looking forward to in the genre. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you'd like more of this stuff. I'm still kind of figuring out what I want to do. And yeah, try out the demo and let me know what you think in the comments. See ya.